Hello everyone, and welcome back to Supermarket Simulator. And I'm VelvettB, and welcome to my little supermarket, little teeny tiny one. So we're just going to be working on maybe unlocking something else today as far as products go. I think we're doing okay. I'm just going to check the prices. I normally go for like a dollar over, but I think I'm just going to go maybe 50 cents over and just see how that shapes us up for our prices. So if you're not familiar with Supermarket Simulator, it's pretty much how it sounds. It's a little supermarket sim, so we're running our own supermarket. You got to set your own prices, and what did I maybe go 5 on that? And make sure that you've got enough stock on the shelves, you know, that sort of thing. And serve the customers, which one of them just dinged right that second ago. Might go 6.10 on that. So yeah, that's what we're doing in Supermarket Sim, and you get to basically, the more that you make money, the more you can unlock. So you can make the supermarket bigger, and you can unlock more products that you can sell in your supermarket. And that's basically the gist of it. But it's just, I don't know, I just find it really fun just working out pricing and getting the stock levels right, and all that sort of thing. It's quite fun from for me anyway. And just like organizing your shelves so they're so they're nice and organized and that sort of thing. So I love organizing my shelves. That's a big part of the game for me, is just having a really neat, well-organized stock room and a well-organized supermarket as well, and just making sure that you keep on top of all the stock and understanding how to order and how much to order and that sort of thing. So yeah, all that just sort of, makes me happy. And it's not a game that you really need to think heaps about, but you do need to think a little bit about, and just how you want to organize things and what products should be together and that sort of thing. So this is how we are going so far, ticking along. So we've got $240, and we have unlocked refrigerated items, which is pretty cool. But our current objective is to purchase a new section using your computer to expand your store. So I want to, after I've served this customer, go and have a wee look to see how much money we need to unlock the next section. I'm going to have to do some stock ordering as well. That guy just took basically all of my cheese. So our next growth section, $350. And we need required store level 4. So we're currently store level 6. I mean, I haven't really noticed that store level is too much of a bother as far as unlocking things go, because usually you're well past that level by the time you get there anyway, as far as financially, because it's much harder, I think, to make the money than it is to unlock things. I'm really starting to get bare shelves here, guys. Okay, quick order. So let's do some quick ordering. So we'll go to the market products. So we need another box of that, box of that, box of that. I'm just going to order a box of everything. Hopefully I've got enough money for that. 208. Yes, we should have enough money for a box of everything. There we go. $27 left. That's the thing. It's like when you start ordering your replacement stock and stuff like that, I mean, it's that sort of you can't run the store without the stock, but then you've got to pay for all the stock as well. So yeah, not the easiest. Now I think this might be too expensive because no one's buying it. Where are we at? $450. Let's go maybe $475 for that one. And it is quite tricky just sort of working out pricing and how that should be. Like because I do have a personal save as well, where I'm a lot more advanced as far as the shop goes. Where are the eggs? No, I don't want the eggs, I want cheese. Nope. Cheese. Because I'm out of cheese. Yeah, so I'm a lot more advanced in my personal save. I'm just about to unlock section 11 in that, and it gets a lot more expensive to unlock all of the sections, like a lot more expensive. And I actually have maxed out my storage area in my personal game as well. So what I did is oh shoot, I'm out of pasta as well. I reorganized my whole storage room, and yeah, it was a mess for a while. Because as soon as you start taking things off the shelves, or you reorganize one area and then like another area, you lose focus on, or like what happened was I lost track of. Oh, I have to turn the lights on. I lost track of my ordering, so I was starting to run out of stock and that sort of thing. So it honestly gets as you get busier, it gets a lot more challenging to keep on top of these things. Oops. You just get lots of fussy coins. Sorry, mate. Oh no, I'm out of Chocopix. I know they're not actually called Chocopix. I just call them Chocopix. I don't know why. I just they're like Chocky Peak, but I call them Chocopic. It's almost the same. I'm sure I had a reason for why I told that story. I've completely forgotten it now. I've gotten well and truly distracted on what I'm doing. Yeah, but it is definitely a balancing act as far as getting your stock ordering right, your stock prices right, and I mean, it's not such a big deal, the organisation side of things. It's just like a nicety for me. I mean, you can put things anywhere you like and all higgledy and that sort of thing. Couldn't find milk. Oh no, I'm out of milk. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really affect the shoppers who come in, what order and where things are placed. It's more for yourself and you finding where things are and keeping track of things, and if you're like me and a complete organisation nerd, then having things sitting nicely together just makes you happy. That's the main thing. So where are we? We're at 9 PM, so we're about to close up for the day. Flour's too expensive for you. Oh dear, couldn't afford that couple of dollars. How much is the flour? $3.25. Fine, we'll make it 3. Yeah, so in my other save, I do have it the margin at around about $1 for most things. Some of the more popular things I maybe have a little bit higher, and that's a good margin, I find. But you do end up with a lot of too expensives. So it's not always good for your customers. Well, they don't like it so much if things are too expensive for them. So I'll end up with 50, 60 too expensives in a day. But I don't know if that helps me with my profit margin and what the difference is between having a lower margin but more sales, or having a higher margin but less sales. I don't know which is better. Really don't. Oh, we had a few products not found. That's because we ran out of some stuff. 148 points. So we're currently sitting on 336. So milk, cereal, and powdered sugar has gone down. So milk, cereal. So I think we can probably put that up to 675. We'll see how that goes. Milk, cereal, and oh no, what was the other thing? Powdered sugar? I think it was powdered sugar. That's the thing. I will always remember the first 2 things and then I'll forget the rest of them from there. Just in one brain out the other, as they say, or as I say. Anyway, so what do we need more of? We need one more bread. But I do like, the quiet of the first thing in the morning so that you can just get everything restocked and back in order again. The quiet start of the day. It's always like that in retail as well. Just nice quiet start to the day so you can get your little jobbies done, and then the customers will start to come in a little bit more speed. So I think we need some more Bottled water is too expensive for you. Oh. That'd be better. And also, I don't know, because different customers will be happy to pay different prices. So it's really hard to know whether if you put a price down on something, right, are all the other customers going to be happy to pay that price and you've needlessly put the price down on the item? Or is it going to be something that is consistently bad? So it's kind of a case of sometimes rather than just putting the price down, I find just keep an eye on it. Because if you're not ordering something to restock it regularly, oh, that was a good sale, $50. Then you know that probably the price is going to be too high. But if it's something that you're still restocking regularly and have to order more of, then really, was that one customer really worth putting the price down of? I mean, it's a little bit different earlier in the game when you're trying to get as many sales as you can. I mean, to be fair, you're trying to get as many sales as you can all throughout the game. But, yeah, I think you can raise the prices a little bit more as you get a little bit further on into the game. Get a little bit more momentum happening, and you know, because you've got more customers coming in, so it's less of a big deal. If some, you know, if a few people find them expensive, but at this stage, because we've got such a limitation on the amount of customers we've got coming in, it is kind of, you know, a little bit more important to try and satisfy more of your customers, if that makes sense. Okay, I think we need to do a little bit more stock ordering. So I think we need that. Cheese, milk, and I think that'll do, 43. So we should be able to expand our store, which is great. 10.85, there we go. Ooh, this is a good sale. 39.20. Not as good as I want. Couldn't find cheese. Oh, well, I just ordered it. You interrupted me putting it on the shelf, I swear. And I am going to have to start thinking about expanding the amount of space I'm giving some of the items as well. Because if I am running out of things quite rapidly, I do need to have more shelf space so that I can put more stuff in. So like I will have maybe 2 shelves of bread, 2 shelves of the cereal, blah blah blah, because you go through like the flour quite quickly as well, and the coffee and the pasta. So the things that you can put more stuff on the shelf with, it's not so bad. But when you get items that you know, you only can fit, hang on, I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing, when you can only fit like 8 things on the shelf, and customers will come in and they'll buy multiple of things. So if they come in and they buy 3 of a thing, it's only like maybe 2-3 customers and you've got an empty shelf on your hands. So that's why it's, yeah, you've got to really think about how much space you allocate to things. I just tend to just give a whole half of a whole shelf to each of the items. And then like the really bulky items, oops, oh dear, what have I done? Like your toilet papers and stuff, which we'll get to a little bit later on. Those items, they need a lot more space, because I mean you can only sort of fit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on a whole half shelf of like those really bulky items, like your toilet paper and your potatoes. So you really need to allocate a whole side of a shelf to those items. But like a lot of the other items, you only really need a half. That, you know, that whole half shelf will be more than sufficient to usually get you through a day of sales. Even though, I mean, this is the stage that I'm at anyway, I've noticed. I don't know if that'll hold true when it gets really, 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 really busy, as you get like a super big store. But you know, you learn these things as you go along, right? 17, 15. There we go. Oh no, we're out of something. What are we out of? What are we out of? Pasta! How are we out of pasta? Sorry mate, you just have to wait at the till while I get some pasta on the shelf. Because I'm sure somebody will want some pasta. And I'll be like, I can't find the pasta. I'll be like, it's because this guy bought all the pasta. But that's what I'm saying. It's like, you've got to really think about how much space you allocate to some of these items. Like I'm thinking, we'll expand the store at the end of the day. And I probably want to think about maybe getting some more shelves. Because we've got a decent amount of money at the moment, which is good. But maybe we want to start expanding out and have like a couple of shelves for our pastas and things that are selling quickly. Makes it a bit easier for our restocking. See, we're out of cheese again. Darn it! And there's no time to order. So I think I might expand out and have like a couple of rows of cheese as well. Yeah, I know you wanted 2 cheeses. There's only 1 cheese. Oh, I'm out of chocolate pips again. Yeah, we're getting too many customers in, and like one shelf just is not cutting the mustard here. We will have a little jig around after this day is over. And our little customers stop coming in. There we go. Nice, 45.20. Okay, so I think we are all wrapped up for the day. So let's go in here. Management, growth, and expand. Here we go. So we've got 593 left. I'll move the shelves over. Do I want to go sideways? It is a lot harder to see what is happening when you start going sideways, like as far as reordering and stuff goes. At this stage of the game anyway, like when I've got my stock room up and running and I'm just ordering from my stock room rather than from the shop, which is more what I tend to do. Yeah, see, we've got quite a bit more space here, so I might really start expanding what we have and double up on products and that sort of thing and see if we can make some more money that way. Okay, so we've got flour, milk, cereal, cheese, basically everything. Flour, milk, cereal, cheese. Okay, I can't change the prices on those. You can't actually, if there's nothing on the shelf, you can't. If you click on the tag, it'll actually take the tag away. So you can't actually change the price on anything where you don't have the stock. So if I click on that, it just takes the tag away. So don't bother doing that or trying to change the price on something where you don't have any items left. So coffee. Actually, you know what? I'm going to keep the boxes. Because what I'm going to do is order as much stock as I can. So a couple of boxes of each, if I've got enough money. And I've got 500, so you know, I don't really need 2 bottles of water. Do got a couple of that, couple of that. I think I only need 1 milk. And then a couple of tea. Okay, we just had enough money. Oh, but I don't have enough money for shelves. Crud. Didn't think that through. I do have a spare shelf, so that's fine. So what we might do is take this out. So what you can do to remove items from the shelf is you need to have the same box size as they originally came on. And if you just right click, if you're on PC, which this is only on PC at the moment, so I assume you are, then yeah, so because it's left click to place items on the shelf and it's right click just to take items off, but it has to be the right box size, otherwise it won't let you do it. So like this, so the box doesn't match the size, so it won't go in like that. So let's do, so we'll have coffee, tea, 2 shelves each, and then we have oil. Okay. Now when you start to get restockers in the game, label management actually becomes a lot more important, because if you leave those labels there, what will happen is your restockers will actually come through and just restock your shelf for you and put it back where you've just removed it from. So sometimes I get into like little scraps with my restockers for that reason, because it's just like, no, they were too fast, and they're just like boing. And most of the time they're pretty slow, so it's kind of like, yeah, you just did that to spite me, didn't you? So what can we put with the oil? Maybe we can have flour and sugar together, and pasta and bread together, and so that means that we'll have flour and sugar together. So I'll remove that from there, because we'll do flour, flour, sugar, sugar, bread, bread, pasta, pasta. So that means oil and cereal. Cool. There we go. So then that's our little shells expanded a little bit. But yeah, it does get a lot more interesting as you progress in the game, sort of managing like your staff a little bit as well. Restockers, I think I was talking about in the last episode a little bit how some of the restockers do glitch out every now and then. Like they'll get stuck on things, and it's sometimes just a matter of you either need to exit in and out of the game, or you need to work out what's getting them stuck. But sometimes you unstick it and then they just keep getting stuck over and over again. So it's kind of like you just have to exit out and exit back in again, and generally that sort of fixes it. Okay, so we have like a couple on each shelf, which means we should be able to survive a bit longer throughout the day without running out of things, which is good. Because you start running out of things and then you're losing sales, and nobody wants to lose sales in the old supermarket game, do they? Make as much money as we can. Now, do we need another lot of oil? There we go. What else have we got here? Milk and pasta. Okay. Pasta. I did when I reordered my stock room in my other game the other day. Yesterday, actually, I did it yesterday when I was playing it, and I went through and because I was conscious of the fact that I had expanded my stock room as far as I could go, but I didn't actually have a whole lot of room for extra stuff, so I had to rethink how I had my stock room organised, the amount of shelves that I had in my stock room, and then the amount of stuff that I could put on these shelves so that I could fit all of the products that I had coming that I still hadn't unlocked yet. Yeah, I was taking into account the stuff that wasn't yet unlocked and how much space I needed for that to have like a decent amount in the stock room, and I was just like, oh no, I really do not have enough space. So I reorganized, and what happened from there was that I realized that I had a whole lot of extra stock that I really didn't need. So I actually ended up stacking it out on the footpath, putting it out there. And I had so much stock out there for a while. Like I've still, at the moment, like I played it a bit last night, and I still had quite a lot of stock just sitting out on the footpath. People like walking through it and stuff, because I was just like, I over ordered so much because of the way that I had my my stock system. And really, like most of the stuff, I really only needed to have a couple of boxes sitting in the stock room. I didn't need to have, I think I had like 8 bottles of water, and it's like I didn't need 8 bottles of water sitting in my stock room. I didn't go through water that much, or that quickly. So the whole idea is to have, that extra stock to get you through the day when shelves get empty, and just gets your restockers keeping those as full as they can throughout the day. But I just, like, in some cases I had a ridiculous amount of stuff, and I had like, I don't know, about 6 boxes of pizza that I just didn't need. Like, this was stuff where I put the extra on the shelves, and then I had extra stuff outside. So I had 2 boxes of pizza inside, and then I had another 6 boxes of pizza outside. It's just like ridiculous over ordering. So sometimes you do need to watch that. Oh, I've got another row of olive oil I can fill up. So yeah. I did go a little bit overboard on the old ordering thing, so I just had to kind of yeah, mess things around. And then like other things, because I was mucking around with the stock room, I really started to run out of stuff because I was trying to manage all the extra stuff that I had, and then I didn't have enough of the other stuff that was selling really quickly. So it was just like a bit of a mare for a little while. I think I'm on top of it now, but it did get messy there for a bit. Okay, so I think we're pretty good. So I want to do maybe 1, 2, so we can maybe fit 1, 2, 1, 2. I reckon 2, 4, and maybe another shelf here. Let's have a look at our items and see what we're unlocking next. So I'm going to management licenses. So next we're going to be unlocking peanut butter, flour, olive oil, pasta, spaghetti, rice basmati, and salt. So those are all shelf items. So we would need, if we had 2 items per shelf, so it'll be 2, 4, so that's 6 items. So we'd need 1.5 shelves to be able to display those items properly. So I do like to think about, when I am thinking about expanding, most of the time when I'm not talking and being silly about it, I do like to think about how many shelves I will need to be able to fit those items on, so that when I do buy a new product license, I'm not only allowing money to be able to purchase those, at least a box of each of those items, but also enough shelves to put them on. Because I think in the last episode I completely forgot that I needed a fridge for some of them. And then, then you get the whole we couldn't find that item notification at the end of the day, and because you can't put the items out, which is obviously, you want to be able to do that. So, if we open that, so we need 400 to open that, and we're going to need 1.5 shelf spaces. So if we have peanut butter and olive oil together or whatever. So 1.5 shelves. So we need to order another 2 shelves. So if we go into furnitures, then we look at our shelves price. So we're going to have to have at least 400 for shelves, 400 for the license, and then we're going to need a little bit more cash for ordering as well. So none of these are particularly expensive, but I would say we're probably going to need about $1,000 before we can start unlocking our next items. We're currently on 130, but we're not going to have to order quite so much all of the time, possibly, although we're getting low on flour already. I was going to say, I didn't think we'd need to order quite so much, but maybe we will. If people are coming in and buying more, then, we're going to have to keep an eye on the restock situation, aren't we? So I think in the next episode, we're going to be working our way towards getting a couple more shelves and unlocking a new product license, because we've got enough room in the store that we can probably fit in a couple more licenses. Unlock this, because that's the big thing. You just got to have the space to display the items. But in saying that, it does really depend on how busy we get, and do we need to suddenly start having a whole shelf side, like a whole half of a shelf side per item. So like, do we have explain it better this way. So do we have coffee running all the way down here? Do we have tea running all the way down here? Are we that busy that we need to have a whole half of the shelf space allocated per item? And do we need more fridge space? So I don't know. Well, it really does depend on how busy we get as to, because when you're trying to serve the customers, and it gets like to the busy points of the day, you just don't have time to get out there and restock the shelves. So that's where it gets sort of challenging, because you have to really think about how much stock you have sitting on the shelves so that you can get through these busy periods. From about 3 o'clock onwards, it does get busy in the store. And the chances of getting out there and getting out there to restock get lower, because you're just dealing with lines of people. So yeah, getting that little balancing act right so that you have enough space for the items to get through the whole day without losing sales. I mean, yeah. Will I need to have more shelf space? Have I not allocated enough shelf space? I'm kind of leaning towards having more. Just turn the lights on. Like, you know, even more as we go through. And if that's the case, then how many shelves do we need? So how many items have we got? Do we need an extra fridge? So we've got tea and coffee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if we had 8 items unlocked, that means we're going to need 4 shelves. I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we'd have tea, coffee, oil, cereal. Yeah, so we'd probably be manageable to do that because we'd have 1, 2. But it's just the amount of space it takes up. So we're going to have to unlock more unlock more space to be able to fit more licensed stuff in. But things are selling pretty quickly. And I need to get some more lights. Let's order some lights quickly. We've got enough money for some lights. The lights are pretty cheap, but I'm very bad at remembering to order them. Actually, I think maybe I'll only get 2. So little lights there, and then we just need to put them up above. The amount of times I forget to get lights in my stock room and just run around in the dark trying to stock my... Well, it's not like dark because there's usually you start with 1 starter light, but like the corners get really, really dark really fast if you don't put lights in. Cheese is too expensive for you now. Okie dokie. 90 cents. And $4.50. There you go, sit. 9 o'clock. We've got $453 in the house. But I always find like, I don't know, I'd say maybe 75% of my income in a day will come like, yeah, like after 5 o'clock. Even like 9 o'clock hits and there'll just be lines and lines and lines of people at the counters just wanting served because they just, you know, wandered around the store, and then like you get to the point where the store's closed and they're like ready to buy then. What's the empty shelf there? Chocopix. Oh boy, I'm getting low on things. That's what I mean. I mean, some of the stuff, you go through it super quick and it really does pay off having that extra shelf space, which I think I might be kind of leaning to, if I'm being really honest. So I might just try and squeeze in extra shelves. It's not going to look the prettiest, but extra shelves will make a difference in terms of how much we can actually fit out there, and you know, without having to buy the extra shop space, because that's really expensive. Costs a lot of money to unlock, you know, corners of your store. It's still really dark in that corner. So, yeah. Time will tell, but in the next episode we are going to work on our shelving and hopefully unlocking some more items. So I hope you guys join me for that. I hope you've had fun just chitty-chatting about Supermarket Simulator. I could just chitty-chat about it for ages because I've fallen in love with it. It's not going to be one of those games that I'll play forever and a day, but I'm having my fun now and I'm getting my money's worth, so I'm happy. Okay, well, I'm going to leave the episode there. I hope you guys have had fun, and I will catch you in the next one. Come and join me for a little bit more shelf creation and product unlocking and customer serving. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.